say spiritual stuff like kind of. I say spiritual stuff for food for your soul. Yeah. Because it's such a cool, beautiful place, and the walks along the river is just like so special. So this is actually the start of the Letaba River. I'm sure a lot of you know the Letaba River from the Zanin area and going further down into the Kruger. But it all starts in the mountains of Limpopo, the Wildberg Mountains, which is the mountains around here. And this river particularly is vital to all our water in Bulugwane. From here all the way to Bulugwane gets its water from this river. If this river stops tomorrow, no more water. That's as simple as that. This is the main feeder into Ebenezer Dam. I'm sure, did you take the trip around Ebenezer Dam yet? Okay, so we've got a big dam here. I'm sure a lot of you that are local know it. It's called Ebenezer Dam. It feeds Bulugwane with all its water. If Ebenezer Dam dries up, there is no more water for Bulugwane. They would have to pipe in water from massively far distances if the dam dried up. So all this water flows out of the indigenous forest called the Grootbos. Okay? And that's the one I was telling you about. It's the second biggest indigenous forest in the whole country. So thank goodness for that. That's what keeps our water flowing throughout the year. This water never runs dry. You cut that forest down, this river will dry up. That is why we talk about conservation and conserving forests. Because our water, the forest is what actually feeds releases the water, very, very consistently to the little streams, and then that eventually comes into a river and that feeds our dams, and then we get water. So I always joke with people when I bring them down here. I say, do you know where your water comes from? Because sometimes it's people from Bulugwane. They'll say, no, I've never thought of that. It's from the tap. No. You have to begin to understand the journey of water. We actually in South Africa are a water scarce country. I'm sure you know that. Only 16% of our land in South Africa, only 16% of that land is where the water collects and falls and is released into the rivers. And only 8% of that 16% of land mass is protected. So the other 8% is unprotected. And that is already causing huge problems. Contamination from mining. Mining is one of our biggest contaminators of water sources. So yes, people say we want mining because it's going to create jobs. Well, I think it's a very temporary solution to a long-term problem. If we contaminate water, there is no life. What are we going to do? So we might have jobs for now because we've got big tenders for mines, but I promise you within another 4, 5, 6 years, we're going to be landed up with contaminated rivers, which long-term has a much more dire effect on our economy and creating jobs. And living, just being able to live, we have to have water. Water is better than gold, diamonds, any kind of mining, any kind of minerals. We should not touch those areas. That 16% of our land mass of South Africa should be conserved with everything that we have so that we can continue to enjoy fresh water. So you're looking at the most beautiful fresh water. I'll take you down to the river there. You can take your hand like this and drink the water and taste how beautiful it is. We swim in this river and we just lie there like fish going it's so delicious. So you must just know that this is the purest water you can drink. We have it tested regularly to make sure there's no contamination. Luckily there's forests, a lot of pine forests all the way up to Dapnodia Dam, which is the dam that is just near to the indigenous forest. So we know that there's very pure water. Okay. Guys,